The Okanagan Sun are 8-1 in a first-place showdown with the Vancouver Island Raiders coming up this weekend in the final day of the regular season. So what else is new? Welcome to Sunspots. I'm Ryan Waters. Defensive backs coach Chris Lambiris joins us. Linebacker Jordan Nemeth joins us as well. And coach, let's start with you. I don't want to talk about the Raiders just yet. Let's go back to last weekend, your game in Chilliwack. It was a sloppy win where you got the win. Were you pleased with how the guys played?
For the most part, we came out really flat. We made a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of errors that I think we definitely have to correct that going into next week against the Raiders. So, maybe being a long season and, dragging on and everybody's looking towards the playoffs, that probably had a lot to do with it. But, for the most part, I think we didn't play as well as we should have. So
perhaps the focus, maybe not focusing on a team that's 0-8, but maybe looking ahead, like you said, to the playoffs or even to this coming week against the Raiders?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the players are just eager to get going against the Raiders and get the playoffs starting and on the road to the BCFC final. That is a huge part of it. It is tough to get motivated against, teams that definitely might not have an outcome for the playoffs. But, on the other hand, that just is an excuse. We have to be rolling into the playoffs, into the Raiders, and making sure that, we are firing on all cylinders and aren't making those mistakes, because those mistakes will cost us this Sunday.
Jordan, was that true? In your opinion, was the team focused enough going into the game against Chilliwack, or maybe peeking a little ahead towards Nanaimo?
Well, we weren't as focused as we could have been. Everybody could sort of feel that we were leading up to the game next week, and everybody was really pumped up for Nanaimo. But Chilliwack was sort of a second thought, and nobody was just excited for that game. Everybody's really pumped up to play this week, and I'm really excited to see what we can do.
So what's the difference then? Is it just the excitement going into this week of practice and getting ready for Nanaimo that you can push away the Chilliwack game?
I think we have to completely look past the Chilliwack game. Yeah. We didn't play as well as we could have, but it's past us. We got the win, and let's just do as well as we can against the Nanaimo Raiders.
They have a phenomenal passing game. You're the defensive backs coach. How are you preparing your guys, and how do you stop their receivers?
A lot of mental preparation, I would say, more so than working on the field. Lots of game film, breaking down their tendencies, how they run their routes, how they make their breaks, trying to get any keys, that'll help them mentally in the game. We're going to come out with a lot of different coverages, right, across the board. So just showing a lot of different stuff to them that hopefully we can, catch Yance making a mistake. And at the end of the day, they just got to come out and be athletes and just lock down on coverage and make plays.
Jordan, not only do they have a very good passing attack, a very good ground game, oddly enough, his name is Jordan Botel. Jordan Yance is their quarterback, a ton of Jordans here. You're one of the guys as a linebacker that needs to key on Jordan Botel and try to stop that run game. How do you do that?
It's hard because you got to respect the pass and the run, especially at linebacker. But you got to be 100% not fearless coming up on the inside run. You got to sacrifice your body, make sure he doesn't get those extra yards, because he's one of those guys that will take that first and take that second hit and keep on going. So you got to wrap up, not be selfish, and be as aggressive as you've ever been this season.
Coach, did you learn a lot from that game back in week 5 in Nanaimo?
For sure we did. We learned, I guess what kind of players they are, what they're bringing to the table. But for the most part, the Raiders have been running the same systems, and rightfully so they should be. I mean, when you've won that many games in a row, why are you going to change something that, isn't broken? So that being said, I think we learned a lot about ourselves, more so than we learned about them. We're a way different team right now going into week 10. We've definitely improved on all sides of the ball, and a lot of players have stepped up into positions that we might have not thought would have earlier in the year. So it's just exciting to see, because we definitely are a way better team right now than we were in week 5.
All right. It's a first-place showdown between the Sun and the Raiders this Sunday, 1 o'clock at the Apple Bowl, the final game of the regular season. For more information, log on to OkanaganSun.ca. For Sunspots here on Shaw, I'm Ryan Waters.